Yeah. This is the Grind Ethiks Mixtape Show. Basically, I'm your host, Viktory. You know what I'm saying? BX Supreme Promoter. And this is a special segment called the Mixtape Files. Basically, a documentary showing love to the different New York DJs and basically the whole DJ scene back in the early, back in the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s. You know what I mean? So I'm here with a DJ right now. I'm about to interview. And anybody that liked this episode, I'll be very grateful. If anyone can make a donation, the link is down below. Grind Ethics, Cash App. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, I'm here with my brother, DJ Black Ghost. No, I should do the echo. The ghost. No, that wasn't. Oh man.
No, we ain't trying to DJ cool the situation, but it's all.
No. Black Ghost is not the. Black Ghost is a good name, but it's not the type of name for that introduction.
Exactly. What's good?
So I'm here with BX. You know what I'm saying? BX native. You know what I'm saying? OG DJ. You know what I'm saying? Black Ghost. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Representing Clinton. Yo, me and him, just in case y'all don't know, we rivals. He went to Clinton, I went to Kennedy. We kept on beating them up in football. So I called you to apologize, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. I feel to this very day like how the hell we lose y'all. I mean we rivalries and everything, and how the hell did we lose? We suck in football, but we good in basketball. How about that?
Nah, Clinton don't suck in football. Y'all always go to the champion. You always go to the playoffs.
Man, listen, when I was there, they sucked. Oh man, I've spent 4 years watching these games and I'm going like, really?
But a lot of celebrities went to on Clinton, Red Alert. The brother from Ultra Magnetic, I forgot his name.
Ultra Magnetics, Cool Keith,
huh?
Cool Keith, I think his name was.
Nah, not Cool. Oh, I didn't know he went to Clinton.
I think when you say Ultra Magnetics, I'm like, oh.
The brother that produced on South Bronx for KRS One.
I got you.
It's so with a D. I forgot his name. But yeah, we talk about some mixtape stuff.
No doubt, man. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. This is basically, you already know, this is the documentary, the Mixtape Files. You know what I'm saying? It's still Grind Ethiks Mixtape Show, but the special segment is the Mixtape Files. Oh yeah, by the way, Black Ghost, being that this is the and you got the perfect name for this, being that this is the Mixtape Files and it's classified, me and you, we didn't have this interview. You could promote it, but you can't promote it.
I know what you're talking about, bro. I got you. That's all you gotta do is just give me the green light, and that's all I need. That's all I need. I don't do nothing without your permission, bro.
But definitely. Yeah. So let's talk about your history being a DJ. What made you want to be a DJ?
No doubt. My father was a DJ back in like the 70s, 80s, and throughout the 90s and stuff. Until the early 2000s when he retired, then I just took over the business. But as far as when it came to just transitioning, he had other DJ friends that was doing the scratching and the blends and everything because he wasn't a regular scratch DJ. He was one of those cats that just blend records in and just keep it moving. So I got the inspiration from him. But then he had a friend that was just cutting and scratching, and I said, "Yo, I got to get into that." You know what I mean? And it fell into place when I was like 12. I mean, I got my taste in the limelight when I was 9, but to get to that, the turntablism and everything, I was like 12, and then from that point forward, I've been hooked ever since.
Oh, yeah, that. So what time did you get into putting together mixtapes? And what was your first mixtapes? What's the name of your very first mixtape too?
That really started at the age of 7 because being that I was watching him, how he made his tapes, I was trying to implement the same thing. The first tape, or should I say compilation that I did, was on a Sony 90-minute joint. The first side A was the whole album of Batman. And then side B was Heavy D Big Time album. I still remember that joint to this very day. That was like my first tape that I ever made. The second joint was one night when my father, he went to work. And that was like where all the, the records that came out in 88, 89 was like the real big hits. You know what I mean? Like Sybil, when she first came out, with Don't Make Me Over. If you remember, oh God, this joint's gonna kill me right now. Oh God, I can't remember his name, but it was a house record called This Is Sky. That's the record that Wyclef sampled. It Doesn't Matter. That it was an original house record on that. I put that on that tape. If anybody remembers the singer Alice Williams from Def Jam, that was like supposed to be the first female R&B artist. She went on that tape. Okay. And just quite a few. So I was just going through, his vinyl and everything, and I'm just making tapes like crazy. But the mixtape, like doing mixes didn't really get heavy until 1993. And then one afternoon, he went to work, and I asked him, can I, make some tapes? And he said, just make sure you don't touch any, adjustments. you know what I'm saying? They was like, don't you do this, don't you do that. But even though I did it, but it was like,
you knew you was doing though.
Yeah, I was doing it. Like he had one of those professional tape decks, those JVCs where you can record on both of them at the same time live. So I remember making a blend of my first ever blend. The blend was Guru, Lounging, and I mixed that with LL Cool J, Pink Cookies in a Plastic Bag remix. Okay. So blend those two together, it was like, that's when I found my itch right there and then. Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So, yeah, man. I can give you more chapters of everything that I've been doing. The mixtape game didn't get heavy for me until that year, 1993, because I was making hip hop, R&B records. I was making Jamaican records when Jamaican music was really heavy in the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? Late 80s, early 90s, and something for slow jams and everything. Like everything I basically was making was implemented what my father did.
What was the name of these mixtapes?
The one mixtape I can remember correctly was just playing hip hop and R&B. I didn't have no specific titles, and it was just more like. Now here's the thing too. I had really no name. It was just used DJ AJ or DJ whatever. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's why I said it goes. Self-discovery. I didn't get into that niche until I was 14 in junior high school. You know what I mean? My names was like DJ 8 Nice. Then I had a name was JC Smooth. It was Smooth C. It was T Rock. All these crazy ass names. And then when they did the Black Ghost, not Black Ghost, that happened by accident from a friend of mine. Yeah. I'm still cool to this very day. He went to Clinton too, and one night me, him, and this whole crew, we was all hanging out, and I had, I was wearing all black. We was all at Webster Hall, and I was wearing all black. And he said, like, yo, he had this girl one time, and he said, they walked right past me. They didn't see me, but I saw them. I said, dude, what happened? He said, dude, I was looking for you. I said, yo, fam, I was sitting right there. He's like, what? I'm like, dude, you can't see at that time I was like 200-something pounds. He looked at me like, yo, how the hell how did I see you? And then the word came out, his name, Black Ghost. And then I said, yo, when we left that night, because he used to live on 197 Valentine, and remember I was on Marshall Parkway at Jerome. Mm-hmm. And I'm riding the train. I'm going like, yo, that name Black Ghost sound pretty good.
Yeah, shit so fierce.
It sounds serious. I said, you know what? I'm gonna see him adapt that name.
I sound like some Ghostface shit to me when that reminds me of Ghostface verse of shadow boxing. He was like, speaking of the devil's psych, it's the guy to get your shit right. And he came with the mask and showing his face, and he killed it. And he was like, you see nothing but Tim's in the black mask. Yo, how you gonna say so?
Wow.
I still listen to that.
Listen, I still listen to everything from
Oh man, he's like, all you had was a Tim and the black mask. Yo, you know what the imagination I had when I was a kid that time? Like,
oh my God, that's all of us, man. I mean, because we was heavy on that. Like,
oh
let
man.
me break this down to you too. When I was about 12, in my school, I used to go to PS95 over there on Vancouver, and everybody knows Hillman Avenue. PS95 was Detroit, the go-to.
Yeah.
So a couple on Fridays, the teachers and the principals, they always do, school dances for us.
Yeah.
In '94, and I will never forget, this was in March of '94. I forgot the DJ's name, but he had his turntables out, and he had the Gemini mixer, that DJ Jazzy Jeff edition, and he was just killing it, man. 2 crates of records, and he was just going in, and we was having a good time.
Wow.
We was having a good time at that time. And then what really made me get to say the word turntablism is when he did the beat jug for J. Rule the Damager, Come Clean. When he went back and forth, when the part goes, you want a funk boy? Jump up and get what? That part? He went back and forth. You want a funk box? You want a funk box? You want a funk box? You want a funk? I mean, he did that joint live. And most of us sitting around like, what the hell did he just do? And everything, it was on point too. He didn't mess up. He didn't mess up.
So let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. It was he was doing that, and that was something I was like, yo, I need to try that myself. Now the turntables I had was Technic BDs. Okay, it was a BD 40, something like that. Okay, because those are if anybody knows what I'm talking about, those are turntables that's basically for house
music.
No, not house music. No, for the house.
For house.
You won't take those suckers out. I mean, even though they had the adjustment pitch on it and everything, it was an automatic turntable where you hit that one little button and the arm goes over by itself. I had 2 of those, but then it was like you want to keep the platter steady as possible. So I was just coming up with inventions to try to hold it. And when I did that, it was like, okay, now we got something going. Until 1995. 94, I ended up getting Gemini BD, XL BD 40, some shit like that. I can't remember the actual model, but it was one of those belt drive turntables, and I was like, I can't wait to go home. I gotta practice. Now this was around the time when I was getting into buying vinyl heavy. And if any DJ remembers Music Factory on Fordham Road,
y'all
know.
Was that what's that? B Street?
It was B Street at first, but then remember B Street moved out to
Brooklyn, yeah.
Right, and then it just changed to Music Factory, and then from Music Factory it was just like, the vinyl, 12-inch vinyls was like $4.99, and then if you had like a compilation, it was like $5.99, $6.99. I mean, damn, I miss that store to this very day. I spent a lot of money up in there. Word up, I spent a lot of money. Any DJ, close, around that time frame would know. And even with the mixtapes, let's go back into that too.
Yeah, the mix. They sold a lot of mixtapes of it. Oh yeah, that's right. B Street, they sold a lot of mixtapes back in those days. Yeah. B Street.
I'm gonna make you really laugh because the main person that was buying mixtapes was my dad. He had the Kid Capri mixtapes, DJ SNS mixtapes.
Oh, big shots to SNS.
Hold on, Ron G mixtapes. Come on. I remember one time, this was going back to 1993 again, there was a DJ by the name of KB Smooth, and he was just doing blends, straight up blends. And I remember one time my father picked up from school, he did a blend of Freddie Jackson, Have You Ever Loved Somebody, and then he blended with Rebirth of Slick by Digable Planets.
Okay.
And I'm listening to that, I'm going like, yo, this is kind of hot. So, the whole thing, side was pretty good. So when he flipped it, we was listening to the first record. Oh God, I forgot the name of the group, but the song was called "I'll Be There for You," and it was mixed with Curious George, "Walk Like a Duck." Okay. And then the second one was New Edition, "A Little Bit of Love," and he mixed that with Nas, "Halftime" instrumental.
I'm trying to think how that would sound in my head. I'm trying to think about how that would sound in my head right now.
Halftime
No, with that blend you talking about. I'm trying to think in my head how would that. That's why I stopped. Like,
Yo,
I'm like, maybe how would that sound?
If you it's like if you, oh God, I can't remember how the lyrics go. I have to find it on YouTube because I know it's on there. But he mixed it with Curious George. You know, walk like a duck, walk like a duck, and I've been hooked on ever since because that tape alone was like. I used to ask him, like, can I borrow that? And I used to take that tape to school with me every time. And even dub the tape. See, everybody knows when it comes to dubbing, you have the dual cassette players, and you just on high speed, and then you just duplicate it from there. Same, 90 minutes. Because I had 60 minutes, 90 minutes, even 120 minutes. Now, any DJ that had 120-minute tapes, you was in your room for 2 hours making that tape. You was in there for 2 hours, and I had quite a few. But here's the thing, though. When you one of those DJs that, you feel like you're the best, or you do your thing, when Biggie Smalls said, I used to let my tape rock till my tape pop. Mm-hmm. That was me. Anybody close to me from that time can tell you, they saw me with a Walkman. They didn't see me, like, hanging outside a lot. They always saw me just going upstairs, buying vinyl, doing whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? And and every time I come home from school, video music box.
Oh yeah, Burner, that was back in the day.
TV raps was my main station to hear what's the latest on the streets. But here's the thing though, when you want to hear what's the latest on the streets, the mixtapes was the thing.
Yeah, the mixtapes was the thing.
Doo-wop. DJ
Doo-wop. Yeah, big shout out to Doo-wop.
What? Big shout out to Doo-wop, man, because I just copped a USB from him about a year and a half ago.
Tell us your favorite tell us the mixtape DJs that inspired you to do mixtapes.
Okay, let's go down the line.
Kid Capri.
XS, Rock G. Oh God, don't anybody from Queens do not crucify me. Crew. and even I gotta give a big, humongous shout out to Cool Mike Ski.
Okay.
Because there was one tape he did back in '95. My father was the one that put me onto it. Mm-hmm. The only reason why he bought it was the song by LL Cool J, Papa Love It, from the show soundtrack. Yeah. But it was like that main tape was like the highlight of my life. I used to listen to that joint until my Walkman messed it up. But I went back to Music Factory and got me another one. And some of those records that's on that tape, I still have my storage to this very day. Okay.
You still won't let me buy no vinyls from you, man. You're hoarding vinyls.
Say that again?
You see, you still won't let me buy no vinyls off you, man.
Hell no. Real DJs, real vinyl DJs do not give that shit up.
Oh, man. See, I'm the opposite of that brother in that commercial, that vinyl commercial, when he said, "No, my brother, you got to get your own." I'm trying to get my own. I'm trying to buy my own. I'm redeeming myself. I'm that brother that's trying to redeem myself. I'm trying to buy from you. You know what I'm saying?
These are records that you can't find anymore.
Oh, man.
These are like, okay, put it like this. If you try to buy the joints that I got right now, you find them online, but they'll cost you more than what I bought. Like most of the records I got was like $4.99 each. These records nowadays, it might cost you like damn near $10 a piece.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man.
Remastered shit.
Yeah, because these records you can't find no more, and since everything went digital, I mean, you just have to stay in your studio and just try to convert everything and shit, but it's like...
Nah, somebody want them vinyls. People, I'm telling you, there's a lot of people there's some people out there that just will buy top dollar for some vinyls just to look at or play or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Some dude in France will probably buy one of your Michael Jackson vinyls for like 10 grand or 10 euros, whatever the fuck.
Classy. You can give me all the money in the world. These are vinyls that I had since I was like, yay high. Because I really didn't start buying vinyl or get into vinyl like that until I was like 7, really, in a way, because my father was buying records for Nobody Beats the Wiz when they was still selling.
Oh vinyl. Yeah, back in Fulton Road, Nobody Beat the Wiz.
Right. Well, we was getting and our joints from over there on 140. I'm sorry, not 149th. It was on 3rd Avenue. I think it was 150 or something. It was like that one divided block in the South Bronx. But when nobody was on that corner, we used to go over there all the time.
Did you used to go to Harlem Hut?
He did.
Who?
My father did.
Harlem Hut. Yeah, Harlem Hut. Yeah, big shouts to Harlem Hut. I remember I used to buy my mixtapes in Harlem Hut every now and then.
Every DJ used to be up in that piece, and it was like like over there to practice. And I remember as a kid, I mean, I was always like sitting in the car, like, Dad, why are you taking so long? Like, let's get these records, get out of here. And I never understood until years later. That was the spot where all DJs go there, they could practice, they do this, they do that. And it was like, one time I actually went in with him, it was like, I'm done. This is it. This is what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I really want to do. And it's so crazy. And then I think about it all the time when one time he picked me up from my grandmother's house in Harlem, because she used to live over there on Bradhurst and 151st and 152nd. I'm sorry, 152nd and 153rd, my bad, in Bradhurst. And I remember he picked me up. He said, I got something for you. I said, what you got? So, he said, look in the bag. Okay, I look at the bag. It was the album, the DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince album. He's the DJ, I'm the rapper.
Okay.
He bought himself a copy, and he got me a copy. And from that point forward, I mean, that was like the joint.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. The first album, that was like, Will Smith doing his thing, but then the second album was with Jazzy Jeff just cutting it and scratching like crazy.
Mm.
That one, that Live from Union Square joint, it was, with him transforming. I didn't even know see, here's another thing as a DJ. I never knew the names of how these things, how these DJs call it. When he called it a transform scratch, I was like, transform? What the hell is a transform? That's what, I'm a kid, of course, you're not thinking about it. Until I got older, then I started doing transforming.
Okay.
And transforming went into baby flares. It went from, baby flares to crab scratching, and from crab scratching to other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, wow. You know what I mean? I was hooked. And now, let's get back into the mixtape situations. Now, almost every tape that my father had, I had to have it in my stash. So, of course, me being mischievous as I was, I went and copped them. I went behind his back and took them.
Yeah.
And just went to school and just listened to it, because I just love the idea when DJs was cutting and scratching and blending. You getting ideas like, how can I do the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's where it all just fell into place.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
I hear that. So what gets you more high, basically, doing mixtapes or parties? I know you did a lot of parties.
It's a mixed feeling, I'll be honest with you, because when it comes to parties, it's like, okay, you definitely go by what the crowd is feeling, and then sometimes it's almost like a freestyle. It's like freestyling in your head with, like what I'm gonna say on the microphone. I'm basically freestyling off my turntables.
Yeah.
Because I might do a mix that I never thought of. I do it live to get people's reaction, and everybody just go, oh, you know what I mean? And then I take it home and remember how I did it, and then I put it on tape.
Yeah.
And I get my hype from that part. You know what I mean? That's why I call it like a final freestyle, as they say. Because you just never know. I mean, you can be zoning out. I mean, the crowd is jumping. They getting into it, and then you getting into it, and then you just like, okay, I'm gonna play this record, I'm gonna play that record, I'm gonna go through this, I'm gonna do that. And mind you, you're not biting off another DJ style, because that's another thing that's like a conflicting in the art form.
Yeah.
DJs like to bite other DJs. Me, I hate that, because you want to come up with your own originality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And even when you're making your tapes, you want to come with your own originality. And it was messed up about that. You can't even copyright it sometimes at that time. You couldn't really copyright it.
Yeah, because it's other people's music and shit.
Right, exactly. That's kind of like that, because that's what's conflicting with the mixtape game. And even with that, it's so funny when I say about the copywritten BS. It's like, if it wasn't for us, these artists of every genre, hear me when I say this, every artist of every genre, nobody would know what you're sound sounds like if it wasn't for us, especially us hip hop DJs, it was always us, and we never for decades never got the recognition for it. Yeah, you know, that's my DJ, this and that, but you're not giving him no shot because record companies was always paying attention to the artists rather than DJs. And DJs, we are artists.
Exactly, DJs are the artists. Yep.
Exactly. So that's where everybody, you know, they forgot about us, and it just messed up the whole. I mean, honestly, it just messed up the whole game. But you know, we still keep it moving no matter what. Thanks to DJ Cool Herc himself.
Yep. You can't forget about Disco King Mario. Can't forget Disco King Mario. Huh?
I had tears in my eyes. I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard from him in so many years. Last time I heard from him, I was little. That was the last time. Okay. And I was just moving back to the Bronx. Like, we used to live in Harlem. I moved right back to the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
Disco now. I said, oh, God bless him, man. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I gotta give a big shout. Oh, big shouts to Michael Wayne, who was doing he was shooting the documentaries of Black Spades, and he mentioned he was talking about he was interviewing a lot of people talking about Disco King Mario, who was a Black Spade or whatever. And Michael Wayne passed away not too long ago, so rest in peace to Michael Wayne. I know. I'm like that. That's why we got to keep on, because he was the main one pushing Disco King Mario, and even Crazy Legs. He was on. You saw Crazy Legs on Drink Champs?
No, I haven't. But we already know who the
he mentioned. I think he mentioned Disco King Mario. You know what I'm saying? A couple of people now his name is coming out there. It's coming out there and shit. People are now remembering DJ Flowers now. DJ Grandmaster Flowers, who actually Grandmaster Flash got his name from him. The Grandmaster Flowers, yeah.
See, that's another thing too. As a DJ, you have to do your homework on where certain things.
But Grandmaster Flowers was a hip hop DJ though. He was disco mostly.
Yeah, he was. I know. That's why I'm just going like that. You just took it back. And mind you, I mean, we 80s babies.
No, but a lot of cats our age, we're in our 40s. A lot of cats our age don't know about this history. I'm just a nerd. We just nerds.
We forever nerds, bro. I'm telling you, because when it comes to like I said, to the DJ shit, this mixtape shit, we breathe this heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy. I mean, come on, like certain things you can find on YouTube now that tapes was made back in like 95, 96, and you're sitting there going like, yo, I remember this. Oh my God, I remember this. That's what goes back to again with Doo-Wop. Doo-Wop, he put his whole catalog on a flash drive. I mean, a USB flash drive. And mind you, all his mixtapes back in the early 90s up until now is up on here. It's all on there. You be sitting them, and I put it in my car one time, and because you can listen to your flash drive or to your radio. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there smiling from here to here because I remember these tapes. Matter of fact, let me share you a short story real quick. I was about 13 at the time, 12, 13 at the time. Mm-hmm. And my best friend, he had a doo-wop tape. It was the 95 Live joint, and I will never forget that. It was 95 Live. And that was like one of the hottest mixtapes, in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you, I was playing that tape so much, I broke it, right? That tape turned out to be his brother's. I thought it was his. It turned out to be his brother's. His brother was mad.
Oh, shit.
And then I remember when he went and got another one, and then he had another mixtape I doo-wop, and I said, well, can I get that? He said, no. I was like, damn, I felt so bad. But I couldn't be mad, you know what I mean? Because it was just like, yo, I just had to get these tapes.
Yeah.
Okay, and oh man, you just taking me back. I'm just reminiscing on everything right now, man.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Who else do you listen? Have you ever listened to Dirty Harry?
My favorite. Yo, listen, I stumbled up on him by accident.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you how that went down. This was back in like 99. No, I'm sorry, this was back in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
with my father, and a friend of his had the Dirty Love mixtape. Now, every time he finished performing in the club, he'll put that CD on. So while he's packing up, that CD's rolling. And of course, that is like one of the CDs where, let's just say, a lot of babies were made.
Mm.
And I remember my pops, he had it in the car, and I'm going like, yo, Dad, who is this? And he said some cat named Dirty Harry. And I'm going like, Dirty Harry, really? And I'm listening to it, heavy. That's all I gotta say. It was heavy because the way Dirty Harry mixed those records in, and then he blended with the old school on top of it, is what made it funky.
Mm.
I mean, I still remember you mixing. No, I'm sorry. He mixes. He looped Teddy Pendergrass, Turn Out the Lights, and then he brought in the vocals for Jodeci. Lady, what was that song? Not lately. Cry for You.
Okay.
He blended those two together. Then going into the tape, he started bringing in records like Rick James' Moonshine. Then he brought in Johnny Guitar Watson, Super Lover. Then he brought in Ray Goodman and Brown, the sample that Brand Nubians did for Sunshine.
Okay.
Okay, and I got that album too, and which I was like, holy crap. And then he even brought Minnie Riperton in the mix, and then Roy Ayers and Isley Brothers. I mean, you name it. It was on that CD. With Angie Martinez, and big shout out to Angie Martinez for hosting that joint.
Okay.
I mean, it was just like, that tape was the hardest. And then I have another joint by him from Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
I'm done. It's like, yo, these are. See, here's the thing, and not to throw shade on DJ Clue, because big shouts to DJ Clue for enhancing certain things with the mixtape game.
Yeah.
But Dirty Harry made tapes that sound like a movie score.
Mm.
Okay, or he made like it sound like movie parts. Like you in the car, you actually visualizing scenes that's on the CD.
And he from Queens, right?
No, I think Jersey, something like that.
Oh, okay. I thought he was from New York.
Yeah, but Queens is from Clue's from Queens.
No, we gonna include Dirty Harry because Dirty Harry, he did sold a lot of mixtapes in New York, even though he's not a New York DJ per se. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna honor him too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you gotta honor him.
I salute him. I salute Green Lantern. I salute even Lacey K when she was into it. The Grand Imperial. That's the DJ that I was trying to figure out was the Grand Imperial. So I salute those DJs to the very end. I mean, now mind you, this is going into the era when tapes went into CDs. Okay. Now, when you want to talk about mixtapes, or even though they were going on CDs, we still call them tapes.
Okay.
Do you remember a group called, not a group, but you get a DJ team called Top Floor Entertainment?
Top Floor Entertainment, nope.
Okay, Top Floor Entertainment consists the original DJ Precise, Pete Nice, and Craig G. Okay. Those are three DJs where they'll take a record and they'll remix it, all the way. My best friend, his uncle gave him the tape, that he dubbed me a copy.
Mm-hmm.
The tape was called Second Round Knockout.
Okay.
I mean, these DJs, they took the whole mixtape game to a whole nother level. My dude, it was like, you mixing, let's see, a party in a party with, not 357, what's that? Oh, Pull It, with Cameron Pull It.
Oh, this is some late 90s shit.
Yeah, this is some late 90s choice. This is when the mixtapes went into CDs. And if everybody remembers that time, everybody was like, now we can make CDs now? Oh, yeah, let's do this. I don't even get into that, too. When everything went through tape, and then it went from, digital to CDs, even the mini discs. DAT tapes, the DAT joints.
Yeah.
And I never had that.
That tapes is mostly for studio shit. It wasn't really for consumer use.
Right. But see, the thing is, most of the DJs that I knew, they was using it, going here and there. And I'm going like, how the hell you put that in your car? You know what I mean? But then, listen, if they made it back then, I never saw it. But it went from that, and then the CDs, and then even with the mini disc. The mini disc was like the main thing. A lot of cats was
The
using.
mini disc, that shit came and go. That shit was like came and go. I thought it was gonna last for at least 10 years. That shit came and go. Man, I don't remember that. A lot of some people our age don't remember that. The mini disc.
No, because it only lasted for like it lasted for maybe like a year that I saw it, and then after that was just everybody was just on the original CD.
Yeah, exactly. Like you took me back. I didn't remember it until you said it. Like mini disc.
I'm telling you, like everything went from analog to digital, and then even now it's just like streams. Because really nobody's no DJs are really making tapes or CDs anymore. Everything's just a stream where you can just upload it onto Mixcloud.
I still listen to my mixtape on YouTube. Ty Boogie, big shouts to Ty Boogie. You know what I'm saying? Big shouts to DJ. Greg Nasty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Major salute on them, man.
Yeah, man.
Ty Boogie, man. I had a pleasure of listening to him perform live back in 07 in Connecticut. It was one of the shows that one of my friends was performing for, and I just heard him, he was doing his thing. I'm looking at him like, yo, dude was all right.
Yeah.
Dude was all right, man. I'm telling you.
I like his blends. I like his blends, man.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's what DJs do. Like, we like to take records and just remix them on the fly. See, that's what gives people that moment.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you can show them like you can do this live and everything, and they'd be like, "Yo, we rocking with you, man."
Exactly.
Instead of doing everything pre-recorded like it is nowadays. Not saying I hate on it, but it's just to me being from that era, it's like damn, it's not creative if you don't do it live.
Yes, Yeah, you gotta be performing. You gotta perform.
Right. My man that lived in my building, DJ Big Beach, big shout out to him. He did a blend back in '92, and it was a blend of Jade and Don't Walk Away, and he mixed it with Peter Piper, Run DMC, and he was just cutting that joint up.
I just heard it in my head. I just heard that shit in my head.
Yo, listen, when he did the joint live, it was like, word?
Yep.
I mean, he did that joint live. That shit was hard. And it had a couple of people, like, this mind you, people was just coming in, but he was just rocking it. Like, if people was there, and see, as a DJ, you have to do that. Like, just you basically perform like you're in your own little world. You still perform for the people. You still get the the rise reaction out of people, but you still perform like you're in your own little world to the point like it's gonna get people crazy.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
Now let me ask you this question. What's the difference between a party tape and a mixtape? Is it the same thing? Is a party tape a mixtape? Some people say it is, some people say it isn't.
It's conflicting. I'll tell you my opinion, and I will tell you why. Because when you're doing a party tape, you're doing like all the club bangers. Okay, all the club bangers that people hear on the radio when they go into the club. So the DJ, he puts that on the tape, and you want to, when you mix the mixtape, you take it to somebody's house. So you have a house party. You throw that tape on. It's a party. Now, as for mixtapes, in my opinion, it's releasing new music or underground music that needs to get to the masses. Okay, as DJs, our job is to break records. It's our job to let you know what's hot on the streets. So when we put these mixtapes together, mind you how I said that, when we put these mixtapes together, it's like we try to let you know what's going on out here. And versus, let me put a party tape so that you can go into your girlfriend's house. Y'all can store it on and just get your groove on. You know what I'm saying? So that is the big difference, conflicting difference to me between a party and a mixtape. Parties, you have your club bangs, mixtapes, when you release some new material to the masses, before the radio stations make it big. I mean, make it hotter than it already is.
Okay.
So that's my take on that.
Okay.
You got me on that one though, because it was like, I was like, damn, let me try to see if I can put this
Yeah.
together.
I mean, more people told me is a difference.
It's really, they may say there's a difference. I mean, there's really no difference. I mean, it is a difference. I mean, you release some material because you can't put new material on a party tape. I'm gonna tell you right now that people are not familiar with. You can't do it. It's just gonna throw the whole vibe down. Like,
yeah.
I'll give you an example. Say you in a club, everybody getting that swerve on, everybody's having, Then the DJ goes like this, yo, hold on. We want to take an intermission real quick. I got to play this record, such and such, you know what I mean? It's a new artist by the name of Stazzo. You know, the record's called Get Your Swerve On. You heard it first right here on Club Never That. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people are looking at you like, the fuck is this? I lost count how many times I heard DJs do that. The only time DJs like that got away with it is in the strip clubs.
Yeah.
That's the only time they got away with it. I mean, because most of the records get broken in really is in the strip clubs.
Strip clubs, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you gotta understand. Party tapes is all club bangers that you're on the radio and the clubs. Mixtapes is more like releasing new material that's on its way out.
Yeah, definitely.
And, DJs all DJs in the early '90s. I mean, if you from the boom bap era, those tapes was it.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently downloaded a lot of boom bap original material about a year or 2 years ago of records that I heard a long time, back, when I was like 12, 13, 14 years old. And, if you remember Channel 68, Ghettonomics.
Oh, Ghettonomics, that was my shit.
That's where you heard most of the original material.
Ghettonomics is the reason why I'm sitting here with you, interviewing you or doing interviews. Ghettonomics, that's one of my biggest inspiration.
Yo, everybody remembers.
Big shout out to my brother Hannibal, man. I remember I ran into him one time. What? Listen, I consider Ghettonomics a mixtape because I consider it a mixtape because there's certain songs I didn't hear before until I heard in Ghettonomics.
Okay, I got a good one for you. I'm gonna bring up this artist. If you remember Adolf Aguilar.
I know about Aguilar. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Ghetto Girls. I know.
There you go. That's where I heard it from.
Yo, not Ghetto Girls, Ghetto World, some shit like that. But
you should have right to Ghetto Girls.
Yeah.
I didn't. But see, the thing is, the song that really caught my ear off of him was Alizé Fadolo with the Cheeks.
Yeah.
See, I was hooked on that record because it was like, because if you're Lost Boys head, you had to listen to Lost Boys. Matter of fact, I didn't know who Lost Boys was until Lifestyle of Rich and Shameless came out, because I remember my father, he called me because he was DJing one night, and the place he was DJing at was Laconia Inn between 227 and 228 Laconia Avenue, right across the street from two more projects. Mm-hmm. Somebody walked into the club and gave him 2 12 inches of Lost Boys.
Yeah.
He called me the next morning and said, yo, I got some vinyl that, somebody came through and dropped off. I said, well, all right, cool. So I'm like, all right, who's the Lost Boys, Lifestyles of the Rich and Shameless? And then on side B of the promo, it was Jeeps, Lex Coach, Beamers, and the Benz. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, who the hell are these cats? That's what I'm saying to myself. This is when Uptown Records was state promoting stuff.
Yeah.
And so when he brought those joints to my attention, I was going like, okay. But then this is when Lost Boys was getting heavy afterwards.
Yeah.
And I said, this is what I'm talking about. When you put these records on tapes, you're basically feeding the streets of what's hot and what's not.
Yeah.
That's your job. And then when about a month or two later, that's when the joints get so hot that the record companies, take a notice.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
The mixtape DJs help the labels a lot.
Right.
And they don't give them as much credit as they should.
No, they don't. And that's what pisses me off. And I'm a DJ. I've been DJing professionally since age 14. And anybody close to me, even in Tracy Towers, they can tell you how many tapes I made. Even in my school, they can tell you how many tapes I made. I made tapes. 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 120 minutes, 100-minute tapes. Max Cells, Sony's, TDKs, even Memorex. If anybody remembers Memorex, y'all know it was like what one of the cheapest tapes to buy, but you just made tapes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it was. And you made tapes to the point the head of your dual cassette basically wore out.
Yeah.
Okay. The last time I had one of those, I had a Sony dual joint, man, and I miss that shit to this very day. I miss it. I had that joint for like 15 years until I had to throw it out. Because it was just like, it just wore out. You know what I'm saying? Everything, you try to take care of it as much as you can, but if you can't, it just wears out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I lost a lot of tapes because that's all I did was just, let my tape rock till my tape pop. I mean, there was one tape I did. I would never forget this to this very day. It was back in '96. I know it was October of '96.
Mm-hmm.
Side A was hip hop and R&B. The latest joints you hear like Hot 87, 105, 107.5. But on side B, I basically challenged myself doing blends, just like how the other DJs did. My favorite blends that I did was Changing Faces, I Got Something Else, and I mixed that with Mobb Deep, Give Up the Goods instrumental.
Mm.
Right behind that, Montel Jordan featuring Slick Rick, I Like. I mixed the instrumental with J. Rue the Damager, You're Playing Yourself.
Mm.
Okay. Those two to this very day stay in the back of my head because it's like side B, classic. Mm. Now, you asked me earlier what was the name of this tape. Again, I had no titles for my tapes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You just put them out there.
Like, what happened?
You just put them out there. No covers or nothing?
No covers. It was just like you just write the tapes in the back of,
that's bad old school. That's what Cash was doing. But Cash was making thousands of dollars off of that.
Right. But Cash like Doo-Wop and Kid Capri, they were making more money when they had covers on the tape.
Yeah, they did have more money. Yeah, because it's more appealing to the eyes.
Right. But see, Cash like myself, it was just like, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you make your little $5, $10, whatever.
Yeah, $5, $10, whatever the case may be. But it was like it still popped. It was still rocking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I had no desire to making titles like that until maybe when I was like 16, when I got to like my sophomore junior year. I was making tapes like Full Metal Jacket, Rock Style, oh God, oh damn it, Bronx Punk edition.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Those were my actual like mixtape titles, and then that's when I started like coming up with ideas, because with the ideas or the titles, I wanted to go behind the records that I put on there.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, wow, this is what you're supposed to do when you're making mixtapes.
Yeah.
You know, appeal to the eye, and then try to let the consumer know like this is what's happening.
Exactly. Like I say, I'll be hustling every day, selling my socks, listening to some mixtapes. I was listening to some throwback DJ Flowers. I mean DJ Grandmaster Flowers. Some throwback Kid Capri on 52 Blocks. Kid Capri, you ever heard that one? 52, not 52 Blocks, 52 Beats. Kid Capri.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the 52 Blocks.
Yes, I'm like,
that was nice.
Let me see if I could also put this in the front still of mixtapes. I have to give shout outs to DJ Brucey B.
Oh yeah.
When it came to those love, grown and sexy mixtapes, he was the best. And still is, but he was the best.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a matter of fact, just recently I stumbled up on a couple of them, and I'm going like, it's making sound kind of, familiar. Like, I don't remember this. I don't remember that. I don't remember this version on the album, or blah, 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 blah. When I listen to it on Brucey B, and it's like, oh, damn, this shit is good.
Yeah, I got to get Brucey B on a documentary. He has a lot of history. He was like, I would, and Brucey
Brucey, if you hear this, man, please don't kill me when I say this. Brucey B's mixtape is more like for the drug dealers.
Yeah, that's what, I was about to talk about that. I was about to talk about that because he made a lot of money off of making mixtapes from drug dealers, and they was giving him $1,000 a tape. And back in those days, in the 80s, what was this? 80s and 90s, well, 80s, 90s, $1,000 was like, what the fuck?
Yes. Yo, 155th and 8th Avenue. That's all I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave it at that. 155th and 8th Avenue. Anybody knows what I'm talking about around that time frame? Y'all know, if y'all was there, y'all know what I'm talking
Some
about.
of the rooftop?
The reason why 155th and 8th Avenue, that corner over there where everybody used to hang out at Friday, Saturday nights. Everybody, and I was a kid, always passing through that area.
Yeah. I was about to say, because you're my age. You ain't that old. I'm like, you damn near 50, Ghost?
Hold on. We 80s babies, but see, the thing about it is, I was exposed to a lot of things that I was not supposed to see.
Oh man, you seen New Jack City before New Jack City.
Yeah, way before New Jack City. I've been there. Okay, I seen it all. I seen the cats with those rims, the gold rims on the Nissans, on the Toyotas.
Oh man.
Like I said before, where cars was hooked up, the banging sound systems, the Jeeps. I mean, listen. I even seen dudes on the street corner on the bodegas with the big ass boom boxes, slinging drugs on the corner.
Oh damn.
One time I was with my grandmother and we was on over there on 140. I think it was 145th. Oh God, it was 145th, but it's now on 8th Avenue. It was going towards oh my God. I forgot, it's 140 something when you come off the McCombs Bridge, and instead of making that, you make that sharp left turn and you just keep going straight. I forgot what that is, but there was a bodega around that corner where this one dude, he had this big ass boombox. He was bumping Kid and Play, Do It My Way.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. This is around the time where this is when hip hop and all this stuff was
heavy.
Okay, now let's go back to Brucey B again. All his tapes was made for this. It was like a drug dealer's theme.
Yeah, it is pretty much.
It was all right. It was all drug dealer things, and then it was so crazy. And then I laugh at it to this very day because when I saw Paid in Full, he was in it.
He was in it.
Yeah, he was in it. I'm going like,
and Busy B, the rapper Busy B was getting money doing shout outs. He said he was making $4,000 a night or some shit like that.
I believe it because back in those days, they was just
$4,000 a night back in those days is different than nowadays. But that could get you a lot. $4,000 could get you a lot of stuff.
No doubt, because everything was just expensive like it is today.
Yeah.
But back then, the dudes, the top dudes had the Delta 88s, the Caddies, and
it's good that we're talking about. It's good. I know some people like you're talking about drug dealers, but this is what inspired the mixtape games, the drug dealers. Like it or not, they inspired this shit, bro. It was a soundtrack for their life, bro.
That's what I was trying to figure out how to say it. It was a soundtrack of the late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that's listening right now, it was a soundtrack at that time because a lot of cats was not playing the hip hop that was coming out at that time. Now, in the early 90s, when doo-wop got on, that's when all the records and all the boom baps started coming out. Okay, he originated, and if anybody remembers the battle between him and Kid Capri, which was funny by the way, it just set up a whole trendsetter at that time.
Mm.
Kid Capri versus doo-wop, and I remember that tape because Kid Capri did the shit out of doo-wop, but it was all fun. It wasn't crazy. It was all fun. Come on. It was these two dudes. These are legends.
Yeah.
These are legends, man.
Yeah.
In the game. So that's why I laugh now, and when I look back at it, it's like, wow, I can't believe I was around that.
Yeah.
Now, hold on now. ask me something off the record, and I think I'm just gonna answer it right there. I just went to the head and just asked me that.
Oh,
question.
okay. Oh, yeah.
I want you to ask that question. I want everybody to understand what I'm talking about. Okay, because I'm about to kind of like mess up some people's head about this, or I might just. I might just keep it like. Go ahead and answer the question.
Do you think DJ Clue messed up the DJ game? Messed up the mixtape game?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say no first because it goes back to what I was saying about the mixtapes where he was releasing a lot of joints because some of the records that we heard on the radio and everything, he played those records first before it ever got out. He broke every record that you could think of and then came out much later. So I give him respect on that one. Yes, in other words, to me personally, it's like there was no creativity. Remember what we said? The DJs used to do blends, scratches, this and that and the third. Cool, hardly ever did that shit. The only tapes he did that on was back in like 94 and 95 when he first started.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say that, okay, especially the joint that he did in 95, because this was when what's his face, Grant Pooba did you remember the song I Like?
I Like.
Yeah, no, Grant Pooba, when Grant Pooba went solo, you know that. Ooh,
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Okay. DJ Clue broke out the remix, the Buckwild remix,
Mm-hmm.
which was like, I think it was more dope than the original. I hate to say it, but I heard it on the DJ Clue tape. Now on that one, you can hear him. He was scratching a little bit, but it was like it's like he was basically finding his niche. But the only thing he's only known for is screaming his ass off on the tape. And I'm like, all right, dude, we already know who you are.
Yeah.
All right, dude, we already know who you are. Let's just hear the music. The only tape he did, he said, hey, I hear the music and everything, was This Is It Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
In 98. 98, I had the tape to that until I converted to the digital, but that was a tape where you first heard the Rough Riders anthem, the Rough Riders remix anthem.
Yeah.
This is where you first heard Made Men with Benzino. Even this is the tape when you first heard Juvenile with High.
Yeah.
This was the first one. I never heard High until I heard that tape. I never heard High. Hey, my favorite line off that record is, you got a trespassing charge high. Your dick got hard high. When you was looking at them broads high. That was the first time I heard it on a Clue tape. But as far as anything else go, I'm like, yo, Clue, come on now. Put some creativity to your shit. Like later on, because in the beginning, he was doing that. Then all of a sudden, he just, I don't know what the hell happened. Then all of a sudden, his tapes was like nothing but freestyles. I'm like, okay, the only cat that I know that did freestyles on, nothing but freestyles like that was Tony Touch.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Touch was the first one to do all that, in my opinion, because he's the one that invented that with the 50 MCs. Mm-hmm. If anybody remembers that tape, and I'm talking about part one. I'm not talking about the ones later. I'm talking about the very first one. And if I'm not mistaken, that came out in 91.
Mm.
That was the only tape I never got from Tony Touch, was that one. Never.
Yeah, we gotta give a big shout out to Tony Touch. I forgot about Tony Touch. Bushwick Finest right there.
Yo.
I think he is from Bushwick, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he born and raised in Bushwick, man.
Okay.
Big shout out to everybody in Brooklyn, man.
Yeah, man.
Because it's like, yo, Tony Touch, he set the straight set off that. And at least Tony Touch was, he was scratch on intros and everything. That's another thing too.
To be different, just to be different.
They don't do scratch intros like that no more. Everything is just like going straight into the music, or they might make a shout out or something. Clue, on the other hand, it was like, okay, Clue, Clue, we get the point, and make it be known.
Yeah.
Make it be known. Come on now, dude. I said, damn, you're like the Phone Master Flex of the crew now. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, with the bombs and everything on Hot 97. We don't want to hear that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Let's just hear the music.
Just hear the music. People want to hear the music.
Right. What did Karis once say on this DJ with DJ Revolution? Stop stop shouting your name on other people's lyrics.
Yeah, like so,
you know what I'm saying? If everybody knows what I'm talking about, I mean, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but listen, if y'all everybody loves KRS-One. Listen to DJ Revolution featuring KRS-One, the DJ. Listen to that record.
Yeah, he kept on. Yeah.
He talks about. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So that's why I'm just like, yo, man. You know, I mean, I respect Cool, you know, for how he broke the mixtape game, but I'm like, dude, come on, man.
He broke a lot of shit though. He broke a lot of classics.
A lot.
A lot.
I mean, in my opinion, he broke the locks before the.
Yo, I was just, why the hell you took the lock? I was just thinking about the locks, money, power, respect. I was just thinking about
Right. It's like, I think, you know, the way I look at it with that situation, I mean, because he was with Bad Boy Records, which was like the shiny suit.
Yeah.
So DMX, you know, came into the game and just, you know, shut that shit down. It was like, how can you look at them a different way? You know, if you know, you rapping pop type of shit. But then when Crew came to the scene, I mean, he was just rapping on some street shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, yo, oh man, it's hard to really comprehend with that. It was hard to comprehend back in the days with that.
Yeah.
But no matter what, though, good or bad, I salute Clue.
Yeah.
He made it where don't be afraid to break records.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Don't be afraid to break records.
He's a DJ A&R. He's a DJ A&R.
Right, but yeah, he's one of those DJ A&Rs that will like. He was one of those DJ A&Rs that you just sit in the club and just listen to what's new.
Oh, for real? He was like that too? Like that's all he played in the clubs was just straight new. But then again, you expect that though, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You expect that, of course.
Yeah, you have to respect that. No doubt in mind. But it's like you want to be.
No. I mean, he wasn't mixing no new music with the new shit. I'm talking about like mixing like familiar music with the new shit. He was just doing straight new shit in parties.
It's no problem with mixing new shit. You're mixing with what you said and everything, but you have to mix it where it's going to sound funky.
Yeah.
Okay? You just can't just put anything on there just to put it on there, and it's going to throw the crowd off.
Yeah.
You got to mix it where it's just like, oh, this is going to sound good.
Yeah.
That's going to sound good. And it don't matter what genre it is, you do your best to keep the crowd going. You know what I'm saying? So it's a hell of a job, but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. Now let's talk about Unique Audio in Harlem back in the days. Have you ever been there before?
It's been a long time.
Was it Unique Audio or Mecca Audio?
I think it was. It had to be Mecca Audio. I can't remember.
Mecca Audio. I think it was Mecca Audio from the brother who was the brother who was a big time drug dealer from back in the day.
Oh my God.
He he established that store. But it was a big store in regards of mixtapes and stuff like that.
Wow. And the only person that would know about that is my father, because I never went to that store, but he did.
Okay. I thought you would know about Mecca Audio. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I knew from when I saw it on the outside, but when on the inside, he knew it all. You know, because it's like all the mixtapes in there, you just be like, I want this one, I want that one, this one, that one. Maybe $5 to $10 a pop.
Yeah.
You'd be lucky if you get a deal. If you buy 3, you get for like $20. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, and here's another thing about the mixtape game too. I mean, of course, it was nothing but hip hop, R&B, grown and sexy records. But then this is when Jamaican records started coming out.
Yeah.
I remember back in '92. There was a mixtape. It was called Lethal Weapon. That once again I hijacked from my father. These are and this is when I got the whole ordeal of what reggae rhythms sound like, with the same beat but different artists. Okay, Lethal Weapon was like my trendsetter right there too. Because you heard almost every Jamaican record that you can ever think of that ever popped off back in the early '90s. I mean, hell, I heard Wayne Wonder at one point.
Yeah.
This is when I think you should begin the origins of Wayne Wonder. It was off that tape. Mm-hmm. It was all one of the tapes.
Yeah.
And okay, so that's when that started coming out. Then you start hearing house mixtapes.
That's the thing. I was asking people, I was asking some of my friends, are they familiar with house music? Because I'm not familiar with the house music mixtape type of thing, but I know it's a part of the New York mixtape scene. So what were the popular house music mixtapes or DJs that was out there?
Louis Vega was like the only one I could think of right now.
Who?
Louis Vega.
Louis Vega? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was like one of the DJs that, you know, there was like a trendsetter when it comes to like house music, if you want to put it like that. But as far as mixtapes, to this very day, I still don't know, because all I know is that when you go into a store and buy a house tape, they just put house music on.
Yeah.
You just never know. I mean, I remember early 90s, I heard, well, put it like this, I don't know if anybody remembers the soft rock group Simply Red. Simply Red did a song called Something Got Me Started, but they did a house version to it.
Mm-hmm.
Then Nightcrawlers, if anybody remembers Nightcrawlers, that's when I heard them. If you remember records like, you know, Robin S., you know, or the, you know, Show Me Love, or I forgot the name of the group that sings Follow Me.
Mm-hmm.
Clubhouse, Motherland, Two in a Room. Now this is when house music and hip house was coming towards together.
Yeah.
So if anybody remembers hip house and house music, was totally two different things.
Yeah, it was. It was more of a Chicago thing.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't start doing that till like early 90s. And some of the records I was hearing from back then, I was starting to hear like maybe a year or two later. Okay, and that's what again. Back in the days, it was nothing but hip hop, R&B, and maybe, you know, the I call it the grunge sexy era, because you have records like Lisa Stansfield, you know, You Can't Deny It, and you might have some records by Keith Sweat, or you might have some records like who was hot back in like 1990?
I'll Be Sure.
Well, besides him, the ones that really didn't get that much play, they didn't like really they go too commercial. You know what I'm saying? God,
I know a few of those motherfuckers. There, who?
Yeah. Again, it goes back to the drug dealing soundtrack on mixtapes. But that's when all it started sticking with that. But then all of a sudden, this just started going into other genres. So I mean, I was surprised. I'm so lucky I didn't hear no rock mixtape or some heavy metal mixtapes. So, you know, because obviously nobody's going to buy them. But those in particular, yeah, you had house music, reggae, all you know, everything urban. That's what I call it.
Cool.
Urban. Everything urban, man. It was just, and then, you know, and of course, you know, back in the days, I mean, everybody tried to outdo each other with mixtapes. I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
You couldn't even you know, blink, you know, sneeze without hearing another DJ coming out with a mixtape. And mind you, this is way before CDs came into play. Okay, and then sometimes even DJs will make tapes when they're performing live in clubs. Okay. If anybody remembers when they put Kid Capri, I mean, he got his start in the Studio 54 with his mixtapes, and then it just generated from that point forward.
Yeah.
And you know, 30-some years later, which I immediately salute him.
Yeah. You definitely gotta give Kid Capri his flowers, man.
No, you have to. I mean, he went from. I mean, even though he was still spitting on the mic, he was making beats and DJing. Come on now.
Yeah.
That man deserves his flowers now.
Yeah.
Not later. Now.
Yeah.
Okay. Ron G too.
Ron G too. Yeah. 155th Finest in Harlem. You know what I mean?
For real. Come on now. I mean, oh man, it kills me that these DJs not getting their flowers to this day.
I mean, I would say Ron G getting his flowers to a degree. He's still people remember Ron G. I didn't know Ron G did some shit with Michael Jackson. I was surprised.
See, I didn't know that either until later on. I mean, the only thing I knew about Ron G is when he did the song with Miss Jones.
Yeah.
He produced Miss Jones. That's the only time I heard his production skills. Other than that, it was like would have been productions. I mean, it was in the building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I You gotta give his flowers, and any DJ, do I give his flowers? Everybody that's been in the game for that long, man, they gotta get this salute, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing too, I might ruffle a couple of feathers when I say this, but in this generation today, as a entitled Gen Z, whatever we call that shit, when you got these young cats coming up, I don't knock their hustle, but when they make their joint, they say, I got a new mixtape coming out, dude, you got like a mix, you got like a compilation, you got like an album. That's not a mixtape. Mixtape is when you got your DJ friend, mixing here and there, cutting up your joints, and and still promoting you at the same time. That's a mixtape. What you putting out right now is an album, a free album on top of that. Okay, because to give it to the masses, to the point that if the record companies, put it out, it's you just hope it's a yay or nay with them. and know your contracts, know who you're signing with, because this game nowadays is not like how it used to be when I was coming up.
Nah.
It's not like how it used to be. It's so different. Everything is political.
Yeah.
Everything is just, it's like you sign your name on the dotted line, it's almost like they own your soul right after that.
Yeah.
I always commend any artist that's coming out today. If you get down with record companies because they hear your compilation, not a mixtape, your compilation, be very careful who you associate yourself with.
Yeah, basically.
You just never know. Make sure you have your entertainment lawyer look at it. All the above.
Yep. But yeah, we're about to bounce right now. My brother, thank you, Black Ghost, for being on the Grind Ethiks Mixtape Show. The Mixtape Files. Yep. Definitely. Hopefully somebody dig this up in another 200 years. And then, you know what I mean? This is what I do this for. This is one of the reasons why I'm doing this for is somebody to dig this up and be like,
and people like you, and being that you took the blueprint from Ghettonomics, thank you.
Yeah. Big shout out to Ghettonomics, man. And big shout out to Ralph McDaniels. Big shout out to Vio Music Box. He's another inspiration. I got Ralph McDaniels. He's not the godfather of hip hop media. He's the father of hip hop media. He's the father of hip hop media.
Before we go.
Yeah.
I just want to share this real quick. Because of Ralph McDaniels, if anybody remembers the record by Co-Defendants, Get Your Weight Up, he's the first dude to break that record into the forefront, okay? Because every day I used to go to school, I used to go the lyrics to the song. And I used to go to the part that goes, "Dodge and splash, on the boat in your ass." And I used to make people laugh when I say that, because I try to mimic the dude's voice. I used to do it, but then it's like, because of him, those records, like back in the days, you just don't hear it no more. They don't give, that much play. And as DJs, we have to keep them going.
Exactly.
Not what you hear on the radio, because if anybody understands why you hear the same song 20 times a day, 30 times a day, there's a reason behind it. Matter of fact, my brother, that's another segment we need to talk about on another one. You need to have me on that one, because I need to educate these cats so they can understand that it's not about just a hit anymore. I mean, yeah, it's a hit, but it's not all about the hit.
Exactly.
Okay, because the money that's involved, and who has their hand in the pocket and the pot on top of it.
Yeah.
Because I've been in this game for, even though I've been DJing for professionally since '96. I've been around this shit half my life, almost 30-something years, and I'm 41. I'm 41, B. I'll be 4.
Yeah. Yep. We both some unsung heroes. I've been in the business for almost 30 years.
Yeah, man.
This is about almost 30 years.
We gotta do another segment, man.
Yeah, we gotta do another segment. You gotta check out my Power Play studio stories. Yeah, but that's a whole nother joint, man. But yeah, man, thank you for being on the show. Tell people your social media sites.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Y'all can follow me on my Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, Mixcloud at DJ Black Ghost. That's spelled DJ BLAKGHOST. Twitter is the same thing. You can check out my YouTube channel. That's Black Ghost 2023. BLAKGHOST 2023. You can check me out on there. I got joints on there that everybody can like check out, support. It's your boy staying busy right now, and then right now I'm recovering from a forklift accident. I'm just trying to get that out the way so I can get back on my feet.
Yeah, definitely. You'll be good.
No doubt, always, man, always. You know what I'm saying? But yo, man, thank you for having me, dog.
All right, peace.
Easy.
Yeah. Thank y'all for watching the special segment, Mixtape Files. Grind Ethiks presents. Basically, big shout out to my man Black Ghost, who I was just talking to just now. That was a good conversation, by the way. That was a nice conversation. You know what I mean? Just some two old head youngins. You know what I'm saying? Reminiscing about back in the days. Oh man, I love my life. Anyway, anybody like this episode of the Grind Ethiks Mixtape Show, the Mixtape Files? Yo, I'll be very grateful if anyone could bless me with a small donation to keep this going. You know what I mean? The link is down below. Grind Ethiks Cash App. Also, I'm on PayPal. Grind Ethiks Media at PayPal. And I'm out. And remember, peoples, tell a friend that it's all about the mother effing grind. Basically.